All right, welcome back to Show Up and Play. The Black Mambas of soccer football.
Yes, indeed.
This show, by the way, is
Yeah.
created and produced by Etienne Newman,
A senior software engineer.
a senior software engineer.
And passionate soccer dad from Canada.
And passionate soccer dad up in Canada.
Yeah.
Don't forget, hit that like button
Yeah.
and subscribe to our channel on Apple Podcasts
So you never miss an episode.
so you don't miss a single episode.
That's right.
We've got a wild week to unpack here. I mean, from Salah's Messi-esque tear in the Premier League
It's incredible.
to, a potential changing of the guard brewing in the Bundesliga.
Could be.
And don't even get me started on that
Right.
8-goal thriller in Spain.
Yeah, it's been a week where almost every league has had a moment that made you just think,
Oh, yeah,
did that really just happen?
I know.
So let's dive into some of those moments.
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Starting with Liverpool's commanding victory over Manchester City.
Yeah, a 2-0 win over the reigning champs at their home ground.
At the Etihad, yeah.
I mean, that's a statement.
That's a big statement.
And Salah,
Oh, man.
he is simply unstoppable right now. 25 goals this season.
Yeah,
and
right.
get this? He's matched Messi's feat
I know.
from back in 2014-15
15 season.
by scoring or assisting
Right.
in 11
Yeah.
straight league games.
Yeah, it's...
That's nuts. It's not just about the numbers, though, is it? I
At
mean,
all.
how does his playmaking and impact on the game compare to what we saw from Messi
Yeah.
during that, magical season?
I think the similarities are striking. You're seeing that same ability to create something out of nothing,
Yeah.
to single-handedly shift the momentum of a match. They both operate on that, razor's edge where defenders are terrified to commit, but also know any hesitation means they're in trouble.
Right.
Liverpool haven't had this kind of attacking threat since,
I know.
well, arguably ever, to be honest.
It's incredible to see
They're 11 points clear at the top.
11 points.
But I'm sure...
That's a huge lead.
It is, but I'm sure their manager, Arne Slot,
Right.
won't let them get complacent. Not at all.
11 points is huge this early in the season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as we know, anything can happen in
don't-
football. Manchester City, despite the loss,
Yeah.
bounced back against Tottenham with
Yeah, good win.
a 1-0 win.
1-0.
Haaland's return from injury obviously played a big role.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Right.
Haaland is that rare breed of striker
Right.
where you just expect him to score every time he steps on the pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, that goal against Tottenham made him only the second player in Premier League history
Wow.
after Ruud van Nistelrooy to score 20-plus goals
Oh, wow.
in each of his first 3 seasons. It's almost unfair to defenders at this point.
Yeah.
While City's title hopes might be fading,
Okay.
they are still very much in the hunt for a Champions League spot.
Right.
That's for sure.
Speaking of drama,
Ooh,
things got absolutely crazy in Spain. That Copa del Rey semifinal
Oh, my goodness.
between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. I
Yeah.
mean, what a game.
It was one for the ages. A 4-4 draw
I know.
in a semifinal. I mean, you don't
see that every day.
see that every day.
I know.
I mean,
It was a match that highlighted both the brilliance and the flaws
Yeah.
of each side. You had moments of individual genius, like Lewandowski's goal, alongside some shocking defensive lapses, particularly from Barcelona's high line,
right.
that Atletico just exploited so well.
They did.
Which-
It was back and forth. Atletico really punished them on those counterattacks late in the game.
Oh, especially late.
First with Marcos Llorente's goal in the 84th minute, and then
Yeah.
that stoppage time equalizer from Alexander Sørloth. I mean,
Unbelievable.
it left everyone stunned. I think that match was a perfect
Yeah.
microcosm of the La Liga title race as a whole.
Yeah.
Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, they're all separated by just 1 point. Every goal matters.
Wow.
Every defensive error could be the difference. Barcelona temporarily snatched the lead
Okay.
with a win at Las Palmas,
All right.
but Real Madrid immediately answered with a win of their own.
Okay.
Atletico stumbled with a loss,
Right.
but they're absolutely still in the mix.
So it seems like every week we're talking about
Oh, right.
a crucial match that could swing the title race.
It really does, yeah.
Over in Italy, though, it was a shock defeat
Yeah,
that shook things up. Napoli, who've looked so dominant
they've been cruising.
this season,
Yeah.
lost 2-1 to newly promoted Como.
Como, newly promoted Como. I have to admit, I did not see that coming.
I mean, while Como deserved credit
Yeah, absolutely. They played well.
for their performance,
Yes.
Napoli seemed to lack that
That hunger.
usual hunger, particularly in the second half.
You could just tell the energy wasn't there. Yeah.
An own goal and then a late winner.
from Como's Asandio.
Yeah. It wasn't the Napoli we've become accustomed to seeing.
No, not at all.
Their manager, Antonio Conte, was
he was
understandably frustrated.
understandably so.
I mean, this was their first loss in 11 matches.
It was, yeah.
And it could be a costly one in such a tight race.
Oh, absolutely.
It certainly opened the door
It did.
for Inter Milan, who capitalized on Napoli's slip-up
They took advantage.
by beating Genoa 1-0.
Yeah, solid performance.
They now sit atop the table, setting up a massive clash with Napoli next weekend.
Next weekend.
Wow.
Huge match. It doesn't get much bigger than this. First versus second.
Wow.
Naples.
I know.
2 points separating them. Atalanta lurking just 5 points behind.
Wow.
The Serie A title race is wide open.
And, you know, while we're talking about these exciting races and matches, I want to take a quick moment to thank all of our incredible listeners who help keep this podcast completely free through their generous support.
It's amazing.
If you enjoy our deep dives and want to help us continue delivering this kind of quality content, consider making a donation. Every contribution, no matter
a little bit helps.
how big or small, helps us cover the costs and allows us to focus on bringing you the best football analysis out there.
That's our goal.
You can find the donation link on our website.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's shift gears and talk about a league where we might be witnessing a power shift.
Interesting.
Bayer Leverkusen,
Okay.
the surprise champions from last season,
They were.
are mounting a serious challenge to Bayern Munich's dominance
Wow.
in the Bundesliga.
I mean, they are good.
It's incredible what Xabi Alonso
He's a magician.
has done with this Leverkusen team.
I know.
They're just 5 points behind Bayern,
5 points.
and they just secured a crucial away win against Holstein Kiel.
Oh, that's a tough place to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That victory also marked
It did.
a Bundesliga record for Alonso, 28 straightaway matches.
Wow.
Unbeaten as a manager.
28. That's incredible.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it about his tactics
I know.
and approach that have made them so formidable?
Well, I think especially on the road.
Alonso has instilled this remarkable level of tactical discipline and efficiency in this Leverkusen side.
Yeah.
They're not always the flashiest team, but they're incredibly organized,
Right.
press intelligently, and they are lethal on the counterattack.
Yeah.
It's almost a throwback to his playing days at Real Madrid, where he controlled the midfield with that same blend of intelligence and grit.
And you have to wonder, with Bayern showing some vulnerabilities this season, could this be the year
I don't know.
an underdog finally dethrones them?
It's possible.
I know Bayern still have Harry Kane,
Yeah, he's a game changer.
who can win games single-handedly.
Absolutely.
But Leverkusen are breathing down their necks. They are right there. The upcoming match between Leverkusen and Bayern, that is going to be absolutely massive. It's a clash of styles,
Okay.
a battle of experience versus youthful exuberance.
Hmm.
Whoever wins that match will gain a huge psychological advantage in the title race.
Before we move on to the rest of the action, let's hop over to France.
All right.
Where PSG continue to be, well, PSG.
Yeah.
They steamrolled Lyon 3-2, extending their lead atop League 1 to
It's ridiculous.
a ridiculous 13 points.
13 points.
Akraf Hakimi was the star of that match, scoring twice.
2 goals.
But you can't overlook
No.
the contributions of Ousmane Dembele.
Oh, absolutely not. He's on fire.
He is, isn't he?
Currently leading the scoring charts in League One.
He is.
He is, yeah.
Wow.
With a squad boasting.
It's almost unfair.
I know.
Their manager,
Luis Enrique.
Luis Enriquez, even acknowledged
Oh, I know, right?
some defensive weaknesses.
Yeah.
But their attack is so potent.
Oh, it's just relentless.
They can simply outscore their opponents.
Yeah. The real test for PSG will come in the Champions League,
Right.
where the margins for error are much smaller.
Yeah.
But domestically, it seems like a foregone conclusion
Yeah.
that they'll reclaim the title. Speaking of goal fests,
Oh, yeah.
we can't overlook the incredible start
I know.
to the MLS season.
46 goals across 15 matches.
I know. Can you believe that?
That's the most goals ever scored in an MLS opening weekend.
Smashing the previous record of 41.
I know.
That's crazy.
Smashing the previous record.
Yeah.
We knew there would be fireworks with all the new talent
All the new signings?
coming into the league.
Absolutely.
This was an explosion.
It was an explosion of goals.
Okay.
It really was.
The debut performances,
Especially the debuts, yeah.
were particularly impressive. 8 goals came from players making their first
appearance in the MLS.
appearance in the MLS.
Wow.
It's clear the league's attracting some serious talent.
Absolutely.
And then you have the expansion team,
San Diego FC.
San Diego FC, making history
I know.
by winning their inaugural match.
Amazing. They're only the second expansion team
I know.
since 2019 to pull that off.
Incredible. It's always exciting to see
Yeah.
new teams make a splash.
Make a splash, absolutely.
And their Danish forward,
Anders Dreyer.
Anders Dreyer, was instrumental in that win.
2 goals in the second half.
2 goals in the second half.
He was fantastic.
Of course, we have to mention the big-name signings
Oh, yeah.
who lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Latte Laugh.
Atlanta United's new recruit.
Atlanta United's new recruit scored a brace.
A brace.
And FC Cincinnati's record signing,
Kevin Denke.
Kevin Denke,
Yeah?
also found the net on his debut.
It's great to see them getting involved right away.
And then there's the reigning MVP,
Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi,
What can you say?
who just casually dished out
Just casually, yeah.
2 assists as Inter Miami cruised to victory.
It seems like the MLS is firing on all cylinders.
I mean, it seems like the
Yeah.
MLS is firing on all cylinders. Established stars,
Yeah.
rising talent, and a hunger to prove
Absolutely.
that this league is a force to be reckoned with.
A force to be reckoned with.
I'm already looking forward to next week's matches.
Me too.
Me too. But before we move on to the Canadian Premier League
Yeah.
and some of the other leagues
Okay.
making headlines, I want to remind you,
Yeah.
our listeners, that we love hearing from you.
Yes.
We've covered a lot of ground today, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
What surprised you the most this week?
Yeah.
Which storylines are you most excited to follow?
I know there's a lot.
Head over to the comments section
Yeah.
and let's keep the conversation going.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing how many storylines are developing
I know.
at the same time right now.
Yeah.
It feels like every match has the potential to change the trajectory of a season. And speaking of potential turning points,
Right.
you mentioned the Canadian Premier League.
Yes.
And it just so happens we have a rematch of last year's championship
Oh, wow.
on opening day.
No way.
Cavalry FC versus Forge FC.
Wow. It doesn't
Big one.
get much bigger than that for Canadian soccer fans.
It doesn't.
These 2 clubs have been the dominant forces in the CPL,
They have.
and their rivalry is one of the most intense in North American football, I think.
It is. It is.
For those who might not be familiar with the CPO, can
Yeah.
you give us some context on what makes this rivalry so special?
Absolutely. Think of it like a classic battle of styles.
Okay.
Cavalry FC, based in Calgary, are known for their direct physical approach.
Oh.
They're a team that loves to press high, win the ball back quickly,
Huh.
and attack with pace and power.
Yeah.
Forge FC from Hamilton, Ontario,
Okay.
tend to be more possession-oriented. They're
Yeah.
a patient team, comfortable building up play from the back, and waiting for the right moment to strike.
Okay.
It's a clash of philosophies,
Hmm.
a test of which style will prevail on the big stage.
Yeah, they've had some incredible matches over the years, haven't they?
Some real nail-biters.
I remember that thrilling final last year
Oh, yeah.
where Cavalry FC edged out Forge FC
By a single goal?
to claim their first North Star Cup, the CPL's championship trophy.
The North Star Cup.
What are some of the key factors that you think
Hmm.
will determine the outcome of this opening day rematch?
Well, both teams have undergone some changes during the offseason.
Okay.
Cavalry FC will need to adjust to life without their star striker, Arab Mpepo,
Yeah.
who moved to Luton Town in England.
Right?
Forge FC, on the other hand,
Yeah.
have strengthened their attack with the signing of Canadian international Sile Lorne.
Oh, wow.
His experience and goal-scoring prowess
Yeah.
will add another dimension to their attack.
It's going to be fascinating to see how
Yeah.
those new additions impact the dynamics of the rivalry.
It's going to be interesting.
And with the CPL expanding its playoff format this year,
Yeah, they are.
allowing the top 5 out of 8 teams to qualify
But what?
for the postseason, I mean,
That's a lot.
every match takes on even greater significance.
Yeah, it really does, yeah. The stakes are higher,
Yeah.
the pressure is on, and I think we're going to see some incredibly competitive football
Wow.
right from the start of the season.
Right out of the gate.
Absolutely.
And while we're on the topic of North America,
Okay.
let's not forget about the other major storyline
Yeah.
we've been following. Botafogo's
Yeah.
turbulent offseason.
Oh, it's been rough.
In Brazil?
For the defending champs.
Yeah, it's been a rough start to the year.
Yeah, it has.
For the defending champions.
Yeah.
Losing their manager, Artur Jorge, was a big blow.
Huge loss.
And their performances in the Super Cup
Yeah.
and Recopa Sudamericana
Yeah.
have been far from convincing.
Not good at all.
For those who might not follow Brazilian football closely,
Yeah.
can you explain what these tournaments are?
Sure.
And why they matter to a team like Botafogo?
Yeah, so the Super Cup is basically a one-off match between the reigning league champions and the cup winners.
All right.
It's a chance for the top two teams from the previous season to battle it out for early season bragging rights.
Okay.
The Recopa Sudamericana is a two-legged affair between the winners of the Copa Libertadores, South America's equivalent of the Champions League, and the winners of the Copa Sudamericana, which is like the Europa League.
Okay, so these are prestigious tournaments.
They are.
And Botafogo's struggles in them have raised some serious questions.
It has.
About their ability to defend their league title.
Absolutely.
What are some of the key factors that you think have contributed to their decline?
Well, losing Artur Jorge to Al Ryan in Qatar was a huge loss. He was the architect of their success.
And his departure has created a void in leadership and tactical direction.
Right.
They've also struggled to replace some key players who moved on during the transfer window.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's been tough.
It's clear that they're
in a transition phase. Absolutely.
And their upcoming Brasileiro season,
which starts in April,
is going to be a real test.
It is.
Of their character and resilience.
Absolutely.
On the other hand, the state championships in Brazil are in full swing, providing some much-needed excitement for fans.
For sure.
We touched on the Derby Paulista between Palmeiras and Corinthians.
Okay.
But you mentioned another legendary clash.
Oh, yeah.
The Fla-Flu Derby.
Oh, the Fla?
Between Flamengo and Fluminense.
The Fla-Flu is more than just a football match.
Really?
It's a cultural event, a clash of identities, a reflection of the deep-rooted rivalry between two of Rio de Janeiro's most iconic clubs.
Flamengo, known as the most beloved club.
The most beloved.
In Brazil, they boast a massive fan base and a history of success. Fluminense, often referred to as the tricolor.
The tricolor.
Due to their three-colored jerseys, are known for their elegant playing style and their fierce determination to upset their more glamorous rivals.
It's incredible how these rivalries transcend the sport itself.
I know.
And become deeply ingrained in the fabric of a city.
It's amazing.
Or even a country. And speaking of rivalries that capture the imagination of fans worldwide, the Saudi Pro League is becoming a must-watch league.
Oh, it is.
Thanks in part to the influx of global superstars.
It is.
We've already discussed the title race between Al Hilal and Al Ittihad.
Yeah.
But what is it about this league that is attracting so much attention?
Well, the Saudi Pro League has always been a competitive league.
Okay.
But the recent investment in bringing in top players from Europe and South America has taken it to another level.
Okay.
You have Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr.
Wow.
Karim Benzema at Al Ittihad.
Yeah.
Neymar at Al Hilal. It's
a who's who of footballing legends.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about the big names.
No.
The overall quality of play has improved significantly.
It has.
The stadiums are world-class.
State of the art.
And the fans are passionate.
They are. It's a great atmosphere.
It's a league that's on the rise.
It is.
And it's only going to get bigger and better in the years to come.
Absolutely. Of course, one of the biggest storylines in the Saudi Pro League right now is Al Hilal's star fullback, João Cancelo, being sidelined with a hamstring injury.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a major blow for Al Hilal. Cancelo has been one of their most consistent performers.
Right.
And his absence will be felt both domestically and in the Champions League. His manager, Jorge Jesus, will need to find a way to adapt tactically, especially with a crucial Champions League.
Oh, yeah?
Last 16 tie against Uzbekistan's Pakhtakor coming up.
Wow.
Yeah, big match.
It'll be interesting to see how they cope without Cancelo's creativity and attacking threat.
From that fullback
position.
Yeah.
But even without him,
it's true.
Al Hilal still have a formidable squad.
Well, they do.
With players like Neymar, Alexander Mitrovic, And Ruben Neves,
World-class players.
capable of turning a match on its head.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about El Ittihad,
No.
who are looking very strong.
Under Nuno Espirito Santo.
Under manager Nuno Espirito Santo. They're a well-organized team, solid defensively.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to N'Golo Kante in midfield.
The wall?
And they have plenty of attacking firepower.
Oh, for sure.
The upcoming clash between these two titans is going to be pivotal in the title race, that's for sure.
It is.
It's a clash of styles, a battle of experience versus youthful exuberance, and it could determine the fate of the championship. And speaking of exciting title races,
oh, yeah,
the drama unfolding in women's football is just as captivating.
Absolutely. The women's game continues to grow at an incredible pace.
I know, it's amazing.
And we're seeing some truly remarkable talent and competition on display across the globe, from the Women's Super League in England to Liga F in Spain and the Frauen Bundesliga in Germany. The quality of play is exceptional, and the storylines are just as compelling as those in the men's game.
And, you know, speaking of supporting the growth of the game,
absolutely.
I want to take a moment to thank all of our listeners for helping us make Show Up and Play, the Black Mambas of soccer football, a success.
Couldn't do it without you.
If you have a business or service you'd like to promote to thousands of passionate soccer enthusiasts, consider advertising with us. It's a fantastic way to reach a targeted audience.
It is.
And help support our podcast.
And keep the show running.
You can find more information about advertising on our website. Now let's dive back into the world of women's football. Where the competition is fierce, the talent is world-class, and the stakes are high.
It's going to be good. We left off talking about the excitement building in women's football, and one of the biggest stories right now is Chelsea's new signing, Naomi Girma, who unfortunately picked up an injury on her debut. Yeah,
it was a real heartbreaker to see her go down so early in the match.
It was.
Girma made history as the first female million-dollar player when she joined Chelsea, and her arrival was met with huge expectations. How significant is this injury for Chelsea, especially with such a demanding schedule ahead?
Well, anytime you lose a player of Girma's caliber, it's going to have an impact. She's a world-class defender, known for her composure, her reading of the game, and her ability to break up opposition attacks. Her absence will be felt especially with Chelsea facing Manchester City 4 times in the next 2 weeks in the league, the FA Cup, and those crucial Champions League quarterfinals.
Wow, that's a tough stretch.
It is.
It's a make-or-break period for Chelsea, and manager Sonia Bonpastor will have her work cut out for her. But even without Girma, Chelsea still have a squad brimming with talent. They're unbeaten in the league and hold a 5-point lead over Manchester United. It's going to be fascinating to see how they adapt and whether they can maintain their dominance.
I think it's a real test of their depth and their mental resilience. The pressure is on, but they have the experience and the quality to navigate this challenging period. And let's not forget about their rivals. Arsenal and Manchester City are hot on their heels, and they'll be looking to capitalize on any slip-ups from Chelsea.
So it's shaping up to be a thrilling 3-way race for the title, with every match having the potential to swing the momentum. And speaking of exciting title races, we have to mention the battle unfolding in Spain's Liga F.
Oh, Liga F, yeah. Barcelona Femení continue to be the benchmark for women's football, both domestically and in Europe.
Yeah, they really are.
Despite a recent slip-up against Levante, they bounced back in style by thrashing Madrid's CFF 5-1.
Wow.
Their new signing, Iwa Pajor, is proving to be an absolute steal.
Yeah, she's been great.
Leading the scoring charts with her clinical finishing and her intelligent movement.
It seems like Barcelona just reload every season.
I know, it's amazing.
They have an incredible blend of youth and experience, and their style of play is so fluid and entertaining. Do you think anyone can challenge their dominance in Liga F this season?
It's hard to see anyone catching them at this point. They're just so well-rounded with strength in every department. But Real Madrid Femenino are showing signs of improvement, and Atletico Madrid are always a tough opponent. The race for the Champions League spots is going to be very interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, and over in Germany, the Frauen Bundesliga is another league that's full of talent and intrigue.
Absolutely. Bayern Munich women and VfL Wolfsburg are the 2 powerhouses. But Eintracht Frankfurt are emerging as a real threat. It's a league that's known for its tactical discipline and its physicality, and it produces some of the best young talent in Europe.
It's incredible to see how the women's game has evolved in recent years. I mean, the quality of play, the investment from clubs, the fan engagement, it's all growing at an exponential rate.
It really is.
And that growth is reflected in the excitement surrounding the UEFA Women's Champions League, which is now at the quarterfinal stage.
Oh, the Champions League. The draw has thrown up some mouth-watering ties, starting with the rematch of last year's final between holders Barcelona and Wolfsburg. It's a clash of styles with Barcelona's possession-based game against Wolfsburg's more direct approach.
Yeah, that's going to be a tactical battle for the ages.
It is.
And then we have the all-English clash between Chelsea and Manchester City, two teams that know each other inside out.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one. It's hard to predict a winner in that one. Both teams are so well organized defensively and have the attacking firepower to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is going to be electric.
And we can't overlook Lyon, the most successful team in the competition's history, who will face Bayern Munich. That's another match that could go either way.
It could, yeah. Lyon might have lost some of their aura of invincibility in recent years, but they're still a force to be reckoned with.
For sure.
Bayern Munich, on the other hand, are a young and hungry team, and they'll be looking to make a statement on the European stage.
All right, and to round out the quarterfinals, we have Arsenal taking on Real Madrid Femenino, a rising force in Spanish football. It's a great opportunity for Arsenal to test themselves against one of the best teams in Europe.
It is. It's a tie that could go either way.
Yeah.
Arsenal have been impressive this season, but Real Madrid have a real attacking threat led by Esther Gonzalez and Athenia del Castillo.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible couple of weeks of Champions League football with the potential for upsets, drama, and moments of brilliance. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the Premier League to La Liga, Serie A, the Bundesliga, League One, the MLS, the Canadian Premier League, the Brazilian Serie A, and the Saudi Pro League. Not to mention the exciting developments in women's football. It's been a whirlwind tour of the global game, but one thing is clear. Football is in a great place right now.
It is. The level of competition is higher than ever, the talent is exceptional, and the passion from fans around the world is truly inspiring. And with so many storylines still unfolding, the rest of the season promises to be full of twists, turns, and unforgettable moments.
Absolutely. And on that note, we'd like to thank all of our listeners for joining us on this journey.
Yes, thank you.
We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the world of football. Remember to subscribe to Show Up and Play, the Black Mambas of soccer football, on Apple Podcasts, and hit that like button to stay updated on all the latest news, analysis, and insights.
And until next time, keep showing up, keep playing, and keep the beautiful game alive.
We'll see you next time.